All right, what's up, guys? I'm gonna be going over ATER today, and this is a really good setup, and this is generally something I will make an exception for. Generally, I like to still stick to gappers, but when you have an ideal multi-day runner setup like this, you just gotta go for it, because the opportunity just doesn't really get any better. Um, so basically you can see that we had a day that it ran, um, and kind of gave back, but then it held its gains back here. Let's see, it was this end of August, and you can see that after this initial move, this is actually a very similar chart to what an ideal OTC breakout, multi-day breakout is. You can see that it had this initial move here, and then it started to consolidate, and it started to form this breakout triangle, this wedge, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it had an initial move on decent volume, and then it held that move, and it started inching higher and higher. So you can actually, this is actually a great lawn setup. You can basically start buying the dips here as it starts inching higher, and then add as your breakout confirms, and you get this nice squeeze from the breakout spot of $9 all the way out to almost $20. So you get a double. I mean, obviously, if you're holding this for the entire move, it's a double. So very good lawn setup. Um, but the way I traded it was I traded today's first red day. I traded the backside of it, and basically with this, you can see that on this day here it had the blowout volume on the most extension. Biggest day with huge volume, kind of signals the end of things, the end of a multi-day run. And then you have to go into the intraday chart, and you kind of have to start looking at the pieces to put the whole big picture together. So you can see that this day was the day when it had insane volume, insane extension, um, and into the close, they squeezed everybody out again, and after hours it's kept squeezing. But then you can see this morning here, which was today, it you know was extremely weak, and you can see VWAP was a big selling point. It stuffed every single time it hit VWAP. So you can just tell that the momentum has started to shift. It was gapping down after this crazy run, after the crazy day. So it's a high probability trade. It's you should take the risk on a setup like this. And basically, the way I did it was I never really got a good entry pre-market. I wanted a push, closer to the open into 18s, which we never really got. So the next thing I was gonna do is I was gonna wait for an entry after the open, and it dumped pretty hard right off the bat. Again signaling that, hey, this is weak. It can't hold on much longer. It broke all of these key levels yesterday, so you can assume that the next time it tries to retest any of these levels, we got the 16s, 1650s, 17s, 1750s. Any time it will retest again after it has broken below these levels, it's probably going to struggle, and it's likely to top out. So I shorted this bounce here after this morning panic into, we got a bounce to 1650, which was the perfect level from yesterday, as you can see, and it was pre-market support, all pre-market long. So basically just, shorted that pop right into these levels. I was risking pre-market high with a target of 13, which is basically where I had covered. I had a very nice fade off all the way down to 13. The issue is, I just really did not see this fading all the way down to the tens, all in all in one move practically, or basically. I assumed that this was going to bounce, have some sort of midday bounce back to VWAP where I could have maybe reloaded if I had wanted to, but so that's why I covered the majority of my position, or all of my position here in the 13s, which was my target, because you can see this was support from these days here. This is where it topped out, and this is where it had pre-market support this day. So that's why I covered it in the 13s. Um, Obviously, I missed another 50% drop from, half of what I took. I could have made double the profits if I held all the way down 10. But, I took a big chunk of the move, so I was definitely happy about that. I just, wish I could have covered more, taken a bigger chunk, but, that's okay. Um, but, this is the type of setup that you guys want to trade. This is the one that can make you the big bucks. Again, you want to look for a nice daily breakout. You want to look for a big run, multiple days in a row of green days, and then a huge extension day on huge volume, which will, signal the top for you, or, nearing the top. It does not mean that this could have been the top. It could have ran today, but it signals, it's coming close to the top. So a really, really perfect A+++ short setup, even a long setup for the daily breakout here. Memorize this setup, learn this setup. Obviously it's not simple. Trading is not easy, but the patterns repeat.